All right, it's Thursday morning. It is Friday Eve, and we're starting to feel like the weekend is getting closer and closer. And I do have some good news with our weather as we head into the weekend. This is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon, live in the First Alert Weather Center. Ooh, can you smell the smoke outside? I mean, it smells like someone set off a bonfire in the neighborhood, but that's not what's going on. All that smoke has been raging from some humongous fires up in central and western Canada, and that smoke has been following the steering winds aloft, the jet stream winds blowing down towards the Great Lakes. And we've got this smoky haze across northeast Wisconsin. You can see it from our Manitowoc sky cam. There's some scattered clouds with that sunshine. The temperature is 62 degrees. Dew point is 55. There's a north wind at 10 miles an hour. At least we have some sunshine. Yesterday across east central Wisconsin, it was cloudy with some periods of rain. Now we've got an air quality advisory still in effect from the Wisconsin DNR, at least until noon, but I want to give you a heads up. There is a decent chance that the DNR will extend this beyond the noon hour. As far as which counties will be under the extension, the likely extension, if you ask me, that's hard to say. I mean, I don't work for the DNR, but we're going to keep an ear out for what they decide to do later this morning, and we'll first alert you in our newscasts as soon as we get the information. But we are in the red category, the unhealthy for everyone category across northeast Wisconsin. A lot of our air quality indices are up around 180, 190, I mean, getting very close to 200, and that's right on the verge of being very unhealthy. So yes, this wildfire smoke is impactful for everybody. We should try to limit our time outside while the smoke is around. That's especially important for people who have a lung disease like COPD, who have got asthma, emphysema. For those who have a cardiovascular condition, you want to limit your time outside as well. Older adults, little kids, women who may be pregnant. There's different people in our society that really should focus on spending more time inside while this wildfire smoke is hanging around outside. So it is another First Alert weather day. Poor air quality, smoky sunshine. It may not be as smoky as we go towards this evening, but otherwise it's going to be a comfortable day, albeit smoky. We'll have a high of 75 degrees, not hot, not humid. You will notice a breezy northeast wind. Here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. I'll show you a few things. First of all, sky conditions. There's the hazy sunshine. Here's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see a couple puffy cumulus clouds developing. Those little sheep-like clouds. They'll pop up and then they'll fizzle out as we head towards this evening. Nothing too crazy there. The wind today out of the northeast and a little gusty. Some of the gusts will be around 20 miles an hour. That wind coming off the bay and off Lake Michigan will keep the temperatures on the lower side and our dew points dry. Our dew points hour by hour on First Alert Pinpoint Predictor in the 40s and 50s. Honestly, that is a treat for the last day of July. It's usually hot and humid, but today, not so much. High temperatures today should be mainly in the mid-70s in the Fox Valley. We've got 74 in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac, 73 degrees in Sheboygan, and up north, 75 for Lakewood, and west out towards Wausau as well. Now, this is a wider statewide view of the wildfire smoke on First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. We're tracking smoke that's near the ground, not necessarily aloft in the atmosphere. The smoke high up in the sky, that's probably going to hang around through Saturday, if I had to guess. But this is smoke that's near the ground. And when you get into those darker gray colors, that's when the smoke becomes thicker and more hazardous. So we've got that gray shading across eastern Wisconsin, moderate smoke. Now, as we go into the afternoon, and especially this evening, a lot of that thicker smoke starts to slide south and west. We're in kind of that pale yellow color towards 7 o'clock this evening. So tonight, I think there's going to be some smoke, but it won't be as thick and as dense as it is right now. And, you know, this is a situation where the smoke is just not going to go away in the blink of an eye. This is going to be a slow process to have it thin out across the western Great Lakes. If anything, I want you to keep your eye in upper Michigan and the north woods of Wisconsin. Watch what happens Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Do you see that? See that gray color come back into northern Wisconsin? It's possible that this smoke might rotate around incoming high pressure and blow back in into the North Woods, into Upper Michigan, heading into late Friday. You know what? That might be impactful for some of you who want to go up north to do some camping this weekend. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so yeah, we're talking about smoke, we're talking about poor air quality. Let's share some good news. Our next weather maker, not a storm, not a heat wave. How about some quiet, nice weather? We could use that, right? And low humidity into the weekend. Yeah. So here's the thing. I mentioned high pressure. It's coming in from Canada. It's been pushing the humidity and the heat down to the south. Now, while it's been pumping in some smoke, it's also been pumping in some drier air, and it feels comfortable outside. It's kind of a shame that it's smoky out there, because really, other than that, it's pretty nice. Well, that weekend forecast looks pretty good as well. We're going to warm up. It's going to be warm this weekend, but it will not be humid. We got 77 tomorrow, 83 Saturday, 84 Sunday, hazy sunshine. That wildfire smoke will be more aloft in the atmosphere. Air quality near the ground, near the Earth's surface, will be improving. And I think we're going to see sunshine mixed with some clouds, especially as we go deeper into the weekend. But really, that's pretty good for the first 3 days of August. August! I know, summer's flying by. It always does. Right now, temperatures are mostly in the 60s with some 50s in the north. It is 56 degrees in Iron Mountain, 60 in Green Bay, 61 in the Fox Cities, 61 in Sheboygan. Dew points, dry, 40s and 50s. We love to see that, don't we? We're here for that. There's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. Today is a first alert weather day because of the wildfire smoke and the haze and the poor air quality. However, today marks the beginning of a nice stretch of weather for families going to Sturgeon Bay for the Tall Ships Festival. It'll be neat when those big ships come into the channel later today. And you know what? You dress up the kids like pirates, get them all excited, get them on those big ships. It's pretty neat, isn't it? So the forecast looks good. Today in Sturgeon Bay, 74. Tomorrow, 76. 81 apiece for Saturday and Sunday. Some haze, smoke thinning out over the next 4 days. Sunshine mixed with some clouds, especially later in the weekend. And, I want to give you a First Alert update before I forget. For Saturday night, we got Packers Family Night. Yeah. It's going to be good. Quiet, comfortable. Tailgaters, low 80s, about 77 at the 7:30 start to the scrimmage. Players are on the field by 7 o'clock. The actual scrimmage is officially underway at 7:30. And probably 2 hours later, right, closer to 9:30, that's probably when we're going to have the fireworks. And by then, we could slip back into the upper 60s with a light south wind. All in all, that's a pretty good forecast for Packers Family Night. So there it is, your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. You know what's not on there? Well, sort of. Rain. It looks really dry the next few days. There is an outside chance of a pop-up storm Tuesday afternoon, but I would not bet the farm on it. Speaking of which, farmers, take advantage of this dry weather and make hay. I mean, like literally, cut hay. And this is a perfect stretch to do this. It's probably going to be dry. The humidity is going to be relatively low. Dry down that hay crop. This is the time to do that if you can cut. But otherwise, if you're not in the ag community, and you're living in suburbia, I wouldn't be surprised if next week you're going to be running your lawn sprinklers because it's going to be dry at some point. The next decent chance of showers and thunderstorms probably holds off until about Thursday, Friday of next week, not this week. All right, so there it is, our QR code to invite you to download our app, our WBAY First Alert Weather app. If the forecast is sunny, we got your forecast. If our forecast is severe, you bet we got your forecast. And anything in between, we've got your forecast. Tap the app, WBAY, First Alert Weather. Coming up a little bit later on in the day on Action 2 News at noon and 4, meteorologist Emily Mers. So she'll have an update on your forecast. I know she's keeping an eye on that weekend forecast. She always does. So make sure you tune in to Action 2 News at noon and at 4. Sorry, I could use a little sip of some water there. By the way, speaking of a sip of water, yeah, Aisha's looking over. So it's funny, Aisha and I, we kind of have like a little inside joke, which I'm going to share with you here on the live stream. So you probably know I grew up in New Jersey. I've lived there all through my childhood, and every once in a while, a little bit of that New Jersey voice comes out when I'm talking, and there's certain words that I say. and it sounds like it's not Wisconsin-y. It sounds like it's East Coast. And one of those words is the word water. I try to say water, but a lot of times I say water, right? And so Aisha's laughing because she will occasionally point it out and playfully string along a phrase. Do you want to say it? Do you want me to say it? I should say it. You're not. Yeah, you're not Mike. Aisha will say, "Do you need some water?" Oh no, she says, "Do you need a quarter to get some water for your daughter's dog?" A quarter for water for your daughter's dog. Doesn't that sound like Long Island or maybe Jersey? But anyway, Catherine Bracho, remember Catherine Bracho? She used to tease me about saying orange instead of orange. Yeah, I know. That's also East Coast too. I'm enjoying my water. And I didn't even have to pay a quarter for it. Should we go? I should go. I'm talking too much. Bye. I should go. I should exit. I'll see myself out. All done.